G'day folks, how you going? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then a special g'day to you. In today's video, we've left Flinders Ranges. Pretty amazing place, a bit different to what I thought, but yep, still amazing. And we are travelling to Woomera, and there's not a real lot in between here and there, so we've stopped here overnight in this campsite. At the moment, touch wood, we're the only ones here. But just over the back here, you can see you might be able to see there's a railway line there, and that's the railway line that runs from Adelaide to Darwin, and the GAN runs along that, and that's one of those train trips I hope one day to be able to do. But anyway, this section is going to be all about going from Flinders Ranges through to Woomera, and maybe on to Cooper Pedy, because that's coming next. We'll see what we get up to in Woomera. So grab something to drink, grab a seat, sit down, and let's see what we get up to. So this campsite is sort of halfway between Mount Augustus and Woomera. We just picked it out of Wiki Camps. There's a lot of really good comments on it. It's a big area. I'll show you with the drone footage. The road's just over there, so you're going to get a bit of road noise, but like most roads, by the time it gets dark, there's not a lot of traffic on there, the odd truck maybe. And we've come back a little bit, but you've got to be careful how far you come back, because just over here is the railway line. So there's bound to be freight trains and whatever time the GAN comes through. So you get a bit of noise from that. If you're a train freak, it's probably a pretty good place to have a camp, if you know their timetable. But at the moment, have a listen. This has got to be better than going to work. Being permanently on the road, I think that's the way to be. Just travelling around. All you got to worry about is where you're going to get your next fuel from and where you're going to be camping. Push bike man's just shown up. I passed him about probably 45 minutes up the road there a little while ago, struggling to get up the hill. It looks like he's planning on camping here tonight as well. Well, I guess he probably won't make a lot of noise. He'll be too knackered from pedalling all the way. I don't know why people think that's a great idea to be riding a push bike around in the bush out here. Yep. Not for me. Well, morning folks. What a night. Absolutely brilliant here. We had, didn't get as cold as I thought it was going to get down. It got cool, but it didn't get real cold. Didn't even put the diesel heater on. And once it went dark, the road noise didn't drop off. Once in a while during the night, you could hear the trucks going through. They started up again probably about 5:30ish or something. And I think during the night we had maybe about 4 trains come through, and they didn't bother me. In fact, I sat there sometimes listening, trying to work out, is that a truck on a highway or is that a train on the tracks? Because I'm trying to work out what it was that my missus could work out. That's the train that reminded her of when she was on the used to live on the trans line. I'm trying to work out how she could tell the difference so quickly and easily, because she got it right on. Anyway, this morning, late start, it's 20 to 10 and we're still fiddle-farting around getting ready to go. I mean, why hurry, you know? Got about an hour's drive to get to Woomera, and I did a little explanation yesterday on video of a little bit of a story on Woomera, so I'll put that in there. But I thought I might talk a little bit about tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go to Woomera. Now Woomera isn't exactly where I thought it was. In the beginning I always thought Woomera was somewhere on the Nullarbor. It's only because during the 1950s, the English wanted to do some rocket testing, and they wanted to shoot the rocket up, fly for a long time, land somewhere, and then go and get the bits and pieces to have a look at them. And they worked out if they did it in London or England, not enough room there. They did it in Europe. It flies over too many countries and too many other things, and so they came out here and worked out that they could shoot it off here and aim it out somewhere between 80 Mile Beach and Broome in West Australia. It'd go across and not hit anything. No pipes, no roller lines, no people. Apparently the Aboriginal people didn't count, which is a bit of a shame, particularly later. But they worked out they could do that and that sort of thing. So he came out here, Len Bedell, he came out here. And there's a really good book that tells his story, but if you're like me and you don't read books, there's also an audio tape version of it. It's probably on CD now. But he did a talk to an RSL group somewhere, and that's what's on the CD. And I tell you what, he's funny as buggery. If you can ever get your hands on it, I don't know if Spotify might have it or something, but if you can ever get your hands on it, have a listen to it. It is funny. Bit of a character here, wasn't he? I mean, he spent 40 odd years out here in the middle of nowhere, creating tracks and lines for them to shoot their rockets along, you know. I mean, he made the Gun Barrel Highway. He made the Tanami track. They're all things that he put in, and of course there's tracks named after him. There's the Len Bedell track, there is the Ann Bedell, which was his wife, a whole pile of other stuff he's done. And so they shot the rockets for a while, and then they decided they wanted to start testing atomic bombs. So he went out again and did some more surveying and that sort of thing. And it all happened kind of out here at Woomera. But I don't want to give it away. Like I said, if you can get hold of that CD or whatever, have a listen to it. It is funny. But anyway, Woomera was a place that I always thought it would be interesting to have a look at. And as I said, I always thought it was on the Nullarbor. When I started travelling across the Nullarbor, never saw anything about Woomera, and I thought they're hiding that pretty well. Well, now I know why I couldn't find it on the Nullarbor, because it's like about, I don't know, 300 kilometres in a straight line away from the Nullarbor. So anyway, that's where we're going to tomorrow. There is a a museum there. It's got some of the rockets and some of the planes and things apparently there. It's supposed to be pretty good to have a look at. So we're going to go in there and have a look at that. That's our plan for tomorrow. So yeah, that's what's coming. Yeah, so there's my little story on the Woomera. What little bit I do know about it. I packed my solar panels away last night because when we rolled up in here you could see that this is a favourite spot for emus, because there was a big heap of emu footprints around everywhere. And so last night when the sun went down I packed my solar panels up so that they, in case the emus came along, they didn't stand on them and break them, you know. But when I got up this morning I put the panels back out to get a little bit of power back into the batteries, so that, because I've only got a short drive, maybe about an hour till we get to Woomera. We'll be parked up for a while, so freezers and fridges and that will be all running off the batteries, and we're planning to do well, I don't know, either a free camp or a donation camp tonight. I'm not real sure, it depends on how busy the donation camp is. Either way, we're going to be running on batteries again tonight. So we're not travelling very far today. So I thought, well, while we're fiddle farting around having breakfast and everything, I'll put the panels out and they can already start to put some power back into those batteries. The caravan batteries are almost, I reckon they're probably about 90-95% charge. So by the time we get to Woomera they should be done. I haven't looked at the one in the car yet, but I would imagine that's probably not too far away either, because that just runs the fridge at night time. So now I'm going to pack my panels up and we'll hit the road and get out of here. So let's go and see what Woomera's got for us today. As I said, Woomera is still sort of a RAF base, except the general public are allowed to freely enter the base. The 3 museums are free to enter. One is more about Len Bedell and some of his gear, including his hobnail boots. The other one is about the rockets and spacey stuff. And the third is in another building, which is about Woomera itself. And if you're hungry, then the food in the cafeteria didn't look too bad. Hang on, are you sure? This is the RAF base. You know, Woomera obviously started out as a military base, Air Force base, and as soon as we started walking down the road here when we got out of the car, Deb says, and she knocked it on the head, it feels every much like an Air Force base. Got the cinema over here. I think I've mentioned before that when I was in the Air Cadets I used to walk past the cinemas where, well not walk, actually march, where kids like Deb, because she was a kid on an Air Force base, would stand there and laugh at us and make jokes about us marching up and down the streets all the time. And I've been on a couple of Air Force bases, and yes, every much feels like it, because down there, I'm not sure if it's either tennis courts or a swimming pool or something. Here is the theatres here. This looks like it's the stores or something I saw written there. And it just every much feels like an Air Force base. Never thought I'd be on one of them again, but this one you can drive into and get around and just come out of that Heritage Museum. That's brilliant. The rockets are in there and they show you all about that. And now we're going to go over and have a look at the other museum. I'm not sure what it is. It's planes and things and stuff, so let's go over there and have a look there. Inside here is general stuff about the base. Here is one of the test equipments they used. And here is a model of the launch area. One of the high-speed cameras that was used. And some of the other camera gear. I remember when this camera was top of the line equipment. There are a few displays around the outside as well. I'll do a full video on Woomera later. Well, how was that Woomera? Pretty interesting, I thought. Well worth going in and having a look. Certainly learned a few things, that's for sure. We left there. We're not going to stop at that overnight camp we were going to, the donation one. We've gone a bit further down. We just pulled into the first bay we come to and just had some lunch. And have a look at this around here. Talk about scenery. Look at that. And not a tree, apart from those three down there, to be seen. Now Len Bedell, he had to go out into this area bush bashing around, making maps and making roads and things like that all through there. And would have been a hard job, but certainly travelling through this, he would have got a lot of miles done pretty quick, because like there's no bush, nothing he had to fight his way through. Further on, he would have had to, you know, cut trees down and make a track. They used to have a what do you have? It had a bulldozer, a grader, and him, I think. And I think maybe a roller, I think I remember they said. And he would just go off, and the bulldozer driver would just follow his flashing mirror. He used to have a signal mirror, and the bulldozer driver would just go off in that direction and keep following him, and he would go off, you know, 2, 3, 5 kilometres in front, trying to work out which way to go, sort of thing, you know, and then come back every once in a while. Hey, go this way, fellas, and they just keep making the road. But yeah, anyway, that's Woomera and that's Len Bedell. As I said, if you can get hold of the recording of his interview at the RSL, well worth a listen. Anyway, we're going to continue on. We've found a bush camp down the road here somewhere. Don't know exactly where, but I'll stick it in the GPS and we'll find out what that looks like. Alright, we've stopped for the night. Not that it's night yet, it's only 3:30, but this will do for today. It's just a parking bay on the side of the road. If you look in Wicken Camps, it comes up and says that there's heaps of parking out in the back and all that sort of thing, but you can't do that anymore because they've gone to great expense to put a big fence in everywhere, all the way along. Just a walk bit that you can go through and get out the back. Now all this used to be parking out here. You go out way out the back, big huge place apparently, but now you've got nothing. But what you do have is dunny paper everywhere. Everywhere you look there is bloody dunny paper. It's all over here. Look at this over here. Have a look at this. Well, this ain't dunny paper, actually it's just rubbish. Have a look. And then blowing out here as well. Some arsehole even had a crap in the flaming parking area. Couldn't be bothered to walk behind the bush. That's how lazy they are. So probably you can hear we're right by the road here. But this is the same road that we were on last night, or just a little bit further back we were, but it's the same road. So probably when it gets dark, the traffic will drop off. But can't remember the name of this place. I'll put it down the bottom down here. But yeah, I'll see if I can make an entry in Wikicamps saying that that it's all fenced off now. It's only the car parking. You get a few vans in here though. It's not a bad size. Just had a cattle truck in here. That stunk. That's probably why we got so many flies all of a sudden. Hopefully they follow the truck. Anyway, that's the day for us. So all we did really is just Woomera. There's nothing really else to stop and look at along the way. So we looked at some potential camping spots for when we head south again, because it's a long hike from Cooper Pedy back down to Whyalla. So we're doing an overnight stop going south. We've checked out a couple that we might look at stopping in. There's one that's actually quite interesting, but there was quite a few vans in there today, and that's where we went past at lunchtime, so let's see what happens, eh? Anyway, till tomorrow, see you later. Well, I'm going to call it here for this one. We didn't quite get to Cooper Pedy in this video, so we'll get there next week. But if you like the video, then hit the thumbs up. That really helps the channel out. And if you haven't already, then hit the subscribe button and the bell to let you know when another video comes out. But till next time, happy travels.